A Russian rocket attack destroyed an apartment block in Ukraine's Uman early Friday morning. According to Ukraine's national police, the attack left at least 4 dead and 17 wounded. Russia attacked cities in a wide arc across Ukraine early on Friday, from the capital Kyiv through central and southern regions. Warring factions said on Thursday they would prolong a ceasefire agreement by 72 hours. However, violence again rocked the capital Khartoum and the western region of Darfur. The US has called the ceasefire violations worrying. Hundreds have died and tens of thousands of people have fled for their lives in the 2 weeks of conflict between Sudan's army and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. Khartoum's citizens fear that diminishing food supplies could lead to a famine as the fighting in Sudan rages on. Several shops have been shut and bakeries have run out of bread. The conflict has also limited food distribution in the vast nation, where a third of the 46 million people were already reliant on humanitarian aid. White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre has warned that the situation in Sudan could worsen at any moment. She said Americans should leave within the next 24 to 48 hours. Since fighting erupted on April 15th, at least 512 people have been killed and nearly 4,200 wounded. Fighting has also destroyed hospitals and limited food distribution. According to India's Ministry of External Affairs, 135 more Indian citizens have successfully departed from Port Sudan. This is the 9th batch of Indian evacuees from Sudan. They left the country on an Indian Air Force C-130J military transport flight earlier this morning. More than 1,500 stranded Indian citizens have now been successfully evacuated. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh had a meeting with his Chinese counterpart, General Li Shangfu, in New Delhi on Thursday. Singh raised the issue of the lingering border row with China in eastern Ladakh. He stressed that the violation of existing agreements by China had eroded bilateral relations between the two Asian giants. Li's visit to India is the first by a Chinese defence minister after the 2020 border clashes that derailed bilateral ties. German ambassador to India, Philip Ackermann, has slammed a German magazine cartoon mocking India's population. Ackermann said that the cartoon was neither funny nor fair. The cartoon was published by the German magazine Der Spiegel. It was about the population of India overtaking that of China. At least 11 people died and one was missing when a ferry capsized off the eastern coast of Indonesia's Sumatra island earlier today. A video from the Indonesian National Search and Rescue Agency showed locals tending to the evacuated survivors on the ground. The ferry was carrying about 74 people. It's expected to have hit a log about 30 minutes after it set sail. The Philippine Coast Guard has released footage showing its personnel being involved in confrontations with Chinese vessels in the South China Sea. The incidents occurred as the Coast Guard undertook a week-long patrol in the strategic waterway. The confrontation took place when the Chinese Foreign Minister King Gang visited the Philippines last weekend on an official visit. Former US Vice President Mike Pence has appeared before a grand jury investigating former President Donald Trump's role in efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Pence was inside the courthouse for more than 7 hours. Trump had lost an appeal to block Pence from testifying in the special counsel probe earlier on Wednesday. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Russian President Vladimir Putin virtually inaugurated Turkey's first nuclear power plant. Erdogan thanked Putin for his support and said Turkey has joined the league of countries with nuclear power after a 60-year delay. The duo also hailed wider economic ties between Ankara and Moscow. Tens of thousands of Israelis demonstrated in Jerusalem to show support for the government's proposed judicial overhaul. The controversial legislation would see the country's highest court stripped of much of its power. Israelis continue to remain polarized over the judicial overhaul. Proponents say it would restore balance to Israeli authorities. Critics say it removes checks on those in power. In climate news, Croatia is trying to get rid of mystery oil clumps along part of its coast. The oil drifted ashore last year. It came along nearly 4 miles off the northern Adriatic coast. The cleanup job has already been going on for months. However, no official explanation has been provided for the sudden occurrence of the oil clumps. Caimans have been found living among trash in a canal in Rio de Janeiro. Their habitat has become a dump site for the surrounding community. Besides, there is a more serious problem that these caimans face. According to authorities, these animals are being hunted for human consumption. Hunting them is a crime in Brazil. Critically endangered partula snails have been returned to French Polynesia. These snails were being bred at conservation zoos in the UK and the US. That was after they'd been wiped out by a human-introduced invasive species almost 30 years ago. Unseasonal heat is hitting parts of Europe. This has raised concerns that wildfires could start earlier than usual. An unusually dry winter has added to those concerns. Last year, over 1.9 million acres were destroyed across Europe because of wildfires. Meanwhile, France is preparing its wildfire fighting troops. The troops and water-carrying aircraft will be ready by the 1st of June. This is a month earlier than usual. Climate change has aggravated fears of an early onset of wildfires. Tourists in Lisbon have been left surprised due to the unseasonal scorching heat. This comes as temperatures across Portugal are expected to be between 33 to 35 degrees Celsius. Portugal's weather agency has also said that some regions of the mainland may see temperatures as high as 37 degrees. European nations, including Germany, France, and the Netherlands, have called for binding rules on microplastics. They've asked the European Union to prevent the release of microplastics into the environment. The European Commission is drafting a law. This would introduce measures to cut the volume of microplastics released into the environment by 30%. Climate change and an inefficient infrastructure have strained Mexico's water supplies. It has also pushed reserves in the Kutsamala system to their lowest in its 27-year history. The Kutsamala system provides water to the north of Mexico City. It includes a complex network of canals, tunnels, and pipelines. According to Mexico's National Water Agency, nearly half the municipalities were experiencing drought in late March. On to business now. US officials are reportedly coordinating urgent talks to rescue First Republic Bank. The US Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve are among the government bodies that are conducting meetings. They're meeting financial companies to put together a lifeline for the bank. First Republic became the epicenter of the US banking crisis in March. During the crisis, many of the bank's wealthy customers withdrew their deposits. Germany's Deutsche Bank has said that it will cut 800 jobs. This comes as part of the company's new cost-saving drive. The cuts will reportedly be focused on senior, non-client-facing roles. The move will help the bank cut costs by more than $500 million over the next few years. Ride-hailing firm Lyft has said that it will cut more than 1,000 jobs. As per reports, this is equivalent to about 26% of its workforce. This comes as the new CEO, David Risher's first step in the company to cut costs. Lyft will also eliminate 3 layers of management, bringing it down from 8 to 5. A Russian court has imposed a fine on Wikipedia owner Wikimedia Foundation. It has fined the company more than $24,000. The move comes after the company failed to delete what Russia says was banned content from its website. The article allegedly contained classified military information. Media reports suggest that Germany may limit the export of some chemicals to China. These chemicals are used to manufacture semiconductors. The move comes as a part of the government's efforts to reduce its economic exposure to China. The move is still in early stages of discussion. Some officials believe that the move will damage business ties between Berlin and Beijing. Software company SAP Labs' India unit is looking to hire close to 1,000 employees. This comes as the company's unit is looking to fuel its growth plans for the next year. The software company will also invest in developing various AI technologies for its customers. Belgium's crypto lending platform Bit4U has suspended its activities. Bit4U was Belgium's first and only crypto lending platform. The move comes after one of its main service providers, CoinLoan, was declared insolvent by an Estonian court. A court in Estonia unexpectedly ordered CoinLoan to halt all operations on April 24th. Social networking app Reddit has said that it's testing chat channels similar to Discord. Discord is an instant messaging social platform well known among the gaming community. Reddit is testing this feature on select channels or what it calls subreddits. With this move, the social network app is trying to give its members more avenues to interact. Tech giant Microsoft's president, Brad Smith, has hit back at the UK's decision of blocking its deal with gaming company Activision Blizzard. Smith said that the UK's decision to prevent its acquisition has shaken confidence in the country as a destination for tech business. He said that this was probably the darkest day for the company in Britain. Earlier this week, a UK regulator blocked Microsoft's acquisition of Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard. Social media giant Meta has reportedly merged its advertising product, business messaging, and commerce departments into one. This comes as the company's effort to reduce middle management ranks. Separately, it has also kicked off a cost-cutting drive. Meta had earlier announced its plans to cut 21,000 jobs as part of the drive. Moving on to sports now. In cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders will host Gujarat Titans at Kolkata's Eden Gardens tomorrow afternoon. Nitish Rana's KKR will head into the match on the back of their third win of the season. On the other hand, Hardik Pandya-led Titans are fresh from their fifth win of the campaign. The match will begin tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. IST. Frank Lampard will continue to be Chelsea's caretaker manager until the end of the English Premier League season, despite no win so far. The club put Lampard at the helm until the summer on April 6th. That will remain the case despite their continued poor form. Lampard is the fourth coach to have taken charge of the Blues during this chaotic first campaign for owner Todd Bowley. The deadline for the third and final bids to take over Premier League club Manchester United is 2100 GMT on Friday evening. United's American owners, the Glazer family, launched a formal sale process late last year and have received several bids. These include Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani, British billionaire Jim Ratcliffe, and Finnish businessman Thomas Ziliakis. The Glazer family are seeking around $7.3 billion, having bought the club for $968.3 million in 2005 as part of a highly leveraged deal. Runaway Serie A leaders Napoli could seal their third Scudetto in record fashion this weekend after 33 years. This is if they beat lowly visitors Salernitana and second-placed Lazio drop points at Inter Milan. Victory on Saturday would move Luciano Spalletti's side to 81 points, and they will become the first team to win the title with 6 matches remaining. Mercedes F1 racer Lewis Hamilton has expressed his excitement ahead of the first F1 sprint race of the season. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix is the first of 6 F1 events this season with a sprint race with a new twist. There's a second qualifying session as part of rule changes to discourage teams and drivers from playing it safe, and practice time has also been cut to a single session. The Indian Olympic Association has formed a 2-member ad hoc committee to run the day-to-day affairs of the Wrestling Federation of India. The committee will also hold elections to IOA's new executive committee following the charges of sexual harassment against the wrestling body's chief. The IOA will also appoint a retired High Court judge to ensure free and fair elections. NFL fans gathered in Kansas City Thursday as the league's biggest off-season party saw the California Panthers select quarterback Bryce Young first overall in the 2023 draft. The annual 3-day event kicked off in front of thousands of cheering fans in Kansas City. The event also took on a somber note to remember 3 University of Virginia graduates who were killed in a shooting on campus in November. WNBA star Brittany Griner unveiled a new mural outside the Footprint Center on Thursday. Griner revealed the mural after speaking to the media for the first time since being released from a Russian prison. The mural displays the faces of 14 American individuals detained abroad, with Griner's face in the middle and the hashtag Bring Our Families Home. Team Wholesome PRB has suffered a demasting just 4 days into leg 4 of the Ocean Race 2023. The Kevin Escoffier skippered boat was leading the leg and competition when the incident happened 20 miles off the coast of Brazil in moderate winds and sea state. Escoffier confirmed that all the crew are safe following the incident. Team Wholesome PRB have now suspended racing and are drifting back towards land past the rest of the fleet. Dick Groat, a 2-time World Series champion and one of only 13 men to play in Major League Baseball and the NBA, has passed away at 92. Dick Groat was drafted number 3 overall by the Fort Wayne Pistons, but played only 1 season in the NBA before leaving to serve in the Army. Groat's family confirmed that he died at a Pittsburgh hospital due to complications from a stroke he suffered last week. Media company Viacom18 has signed a multi-year deal with Warner Bros. Discovery. Under the deal, Indian streaming service Jio Cinema will host all HBO, HBO Max original and Warner Bros. Content. The film and television content will be available from May. Previously, these shows were available on streamer Disney Plus in India. BTS singer Suga is breaking records with his debut solo album titled D-Day. The album has become the second highest-selling album among Korean solo acts in the first week's sales. The number one spot is held by his fellow BTS member Jimin and his album titled Face. K-pop music fest K-pop Lugs SBS Super Concert has announced its first slate of artists. The boy bands N-Hyphen and Atiz and girl group IVE are part of the lineup. There will be a total of 7 acts in the concert. The 3-hour-long concert will take place on the 22nd of July in Madrid in Spain. Korean entertainment company Fantagio has extended late singer MOONBIN'S memorial service. The memorial was initially planned till the 30th of April, but now fans can attend the service till the 6th of June. Fantagio is relocating the memorial space to accommodate more visitors. MOONBIN died on the 19th of April. Singer Dolly Parton is set to close the Academy of Country Music Awards with a live performance. Parton will sing the lead single from her upcoming rock album titled Rockstar. The event will take place on the 11th of May in Texas in the US. Actor Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to open the White House Correspondents' Dinner with a pre-taped video. Comedian Roy Wood Jr. would headline the dinner. President Joe Biden, First Lady Jill Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will also be present. Among the other celebrities to attend the event are model Chrissy Teigen and singer John Legend. American jewelry house Tiffany & Co. reopened its flagship New York store in a star-studded event. The ribbon-cutting ceremony was performed by actor Gal Gadot along with company executives. K-pop singer Jimin, actors Florence Pugh and Anya Taylor-Joy, and fashion icon Marc Jacobs were among the stars present. Superhero film Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse has bagged a release in China. The film will hit Chinese theaters on the 2nd of June. Additionally, sci-fi film Transformers Rise of the Beasts will also release in China on the 9th of June. Each of these films will also release in the US simultaneously. Hollywood studios are wooing exhibitors to screen their films after the COVID pandemic. Studios like Pixar, Paramount and Universal showed their films at the recently held film convention CinemaCon in Las Vegas. This made theater owners hopeful that cinema will be back to pre-pandemic numbers. The TRIBECA Festival has announced its selection of opening, closing and centerpiece films. The festival will open with the documentary film Kiss the Future. Actor Robert De Niro's A Bronx Tale will be the finale film. Disney's animated film Elemental will be featured in the Centerpiece Gala. The 22nd edition of the TRIBECA Festival will take place from the 7th to the 18th of June in New York City.